Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to What's on the Menu. And today on the menu is mug brownies. Okay, these are really good because, well, one, brownies are just delicious. And two, it's a single serving. So we're only going to make like a little tiny bit in this little tiny mug. Okay, so it's just a little sweet treat so that you can get like your brownie fix without eating or having to make an entire pan of brownies and then having to eat an entire pan of brownies. So it's just a good little individual serving. Okay, few things you're gonna need. Flour, any kind of flour, cocoa powder, vanilla, any kind of sugar. Like I don't really have sugar, but I have maple syrup, so I'm gonna use that. Some kind of oil. It could be vegetable. It could be extra virgin olive oil. It could be coconut oil, whatever you got. Then you need a little bit of water and any mix-in you want. So I've got some coconut flakes, but if you want to add like chocolate chips or like a drizzle of peanut butter, I don't know, get creative. All right, so here's what we're going to do first. I got my recipe right here. Super easy. So what I like to do, I think it's most successful, is to do like the wet ingredients first. So like these would be the dry and these would be the wet because these are powdery and this is more wet and liquidy. So we need 2 teaspoons of oil, and my coconut oil is a little more solidified. So I'm going to melt it down. So that's why I'm going to put it in first. So what did I say? 2 teaspoons. So this is a half teaspoon that I have right here. So I'm going to fill this up about 4 times. So there's 1. That was like a heaping one. There's 2. Three and 4. So 2 teaspoons, but I only have a half teaspoon, so I have to double it up. Okay. So got that in there. I am going to put this in the microwave just to melt it down a little bit. Okay. In the meantime, I'm gonna wipe off my teaspoon. Remember, this is teaspoons, not tablespoons. So make sure you check your measuring utensil. Otherwise, you're gonna be off. And it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but it'd just be more than a personal serving, which is kind of what we're going for. All right. That's not melted at all. Okay. So after that, you need, 2 teaspoons of oil. You need 2 teaspoons of water. So done with the oil, put it off to the side. Then I just have I just have some water in a cup, just because I don't have a sink in here. Okay, I'm getting there. And then, like I said, if you just have granulated sugar at home, feel free to use that. I'm just using maple syrup because that's what I have. And I also like the flavor. I think it adds a nice little sweet kind of mapley flavor to the brownie. All right, we're melting down. Okay, after that, we need 2 teaspoons of water. So again, I'm filling it up 4 times because I only have a half teaspoon, so I have to double everything. So I'm just going to pour it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Then I'm going to do my sugar. Okay, so I'm going to do my maple syrup. And for sugar, it says you need 4 teaspoons of sugar. Since I'm using maple syrup and it's like a very concentrated sweetness, I usually only do like 2 to 3 if I'm using maple syrup. But if you're using sugar at home, go ahead and do 4 teaspoons of sugar. So here we go. There's 1. Here's 2 and 3. Okay, and then while we're at it, I'm going to go ahead and add my vanilla, which you need 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla, which is like the teeny tiniest. So if this is half a teaspoon, I'm doing half of this. Just a little tiny bit of vanilla. Then I'm going to take my spoon over here and give it a mix. Not my teaspoon, because I need that to be clean. I'm going to use my regular spoon and just mix all the wet ingredients up. So the reason that I do wet ingredients first is because especially in a mug cake, all the little, like if you do flour first, it gets so clumpy at the bottom and then you're pretty much eating like floury clumps when it comes out, and that's gross. So if you do your wet ingredients first, it's much easier to mix in. All right, these are going off to the side. Done. Okay, we need 4 teaspoons of flour. So 4 teaspoons. So I'm actually going to do 8 scoops, but it's going to equal 4 teaspoons. So 4 teaspoons of any kind of flour you have. Make sure it's level. A lot of times I'll use, like, maybe I'll do it now because I'm not being very successful with this flour, is to, when you're measuring like dry ingredients like flour, is to take a knife or something with a smooth edge and just kind of use it to scrape off the top so you know you've got a perfectly flat measured out measurement of whatever you're trying to measure. So scoop it up, level it off. There's 2 teaspoons. Three. And 4 teaspoons. Okay, last up is 2 teaspoons of cocoa powder. Same thing, I'm just gonna kind of fill it up all the way and then use my knife to scrape it off. There's 1 teaspoon. And 2. So fill it up so it's like kind of overflowing. I know it's hard to see. I don't even know if I can do this closer. And then you just level it off. You're really just using the knife to, and you can see how flat it is. So you can, I got the cocoa powder in there, but I just took my knife and I went and just scraped off all the excess. All right, cocoa powder's going in. Let's make sure we got all the ingredients in this recipe. We got cocoa powder, we got sugar, we got flour, water, oil, vanilla. All right, now we got to mix it up. And you'll notice it mixes up so super easy, especially because We added the dry ingredients in last. Really mix it up and really get down into like the crevice at the bottom of the mug, because flour will hang out down there, and it does not taste good when you get a clump of flour. Trust me, it's not tasty. Or a clump of cocoa powder. A clump of anything is no good. Okay, and then if you have mix-ins, you can add them in now. So, like I can tell, I got a little clumpy. There's a big clump of cocoa powder on my spoon. So I'm gonna just get that off. You could use your hands. Obviously, everyone washes their hands before they do cooking, right? Right, yes. Okay. So now I'm just going to add a little bit of these coconut flakes just to taste, because they're just an add-in. It's not a part of the recipe. So I'm just going to do a little handful. Maybe mix it in a little bit. Okay, that's good. All right, now these go in the microwave for 30 to 40 seconds. So I always start out with the lower number. You can always cook it for longer, but you can never cook it for less. So always go with the smaller number. 30 seconds. There we go. And then we're just going to clean up my maple syrup. So pretty easy. Most of you have this stuff around your house. I mean, even if you don't use the cocoa powder, just add like an additional 2 teaspoons of flour instead of cocoa powder, and it would still be like a nice little blondie or like some vanilla cake. All right, it's done. And you know what? I think so. I started with 30. I think I'm going to do an additional 10 seconds. So see, we can always add more time. You can never, if you over bake it or if you overcook it, that's harder to fix. All right. It is done. The coconut makes it kind of hard to see. So, I mean, it's kind of hard to see anyways. But let's see if I can show you. Like, it's so dark in there. But it makes a nice little brownie bite. And it's delicious as always. It's a little hot. Maybe give it a few minutes. But yeah, it comes out as like a little fudgy single serving. I mean, literally, it's only up to here in the mug. Like, it's really not a big serving. So it's a perfect, like literally this is where I'm at. This is how much brownie I made. So it's just a little sweet treat. As always, if you guys make these, take a picture of you guys making it, send it to me. If you need the recipe, I can also give you that. And thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day. We got cardio conversations at 10 and Zumba tomorrow. So make sure you tune in. Check those out because I'm giving away prizes. So bye, guys. Thanks for watching.